So if you own your own business, should you pay yourself first as an owner? This is a pretty complicated question, and it's hard for me to answer this in just a general way. So it'd be a conversation that I need to have with an individual one-on-one for a little while before I can determine if it makes sense to do this. But for starters, this very much depends on the legal structure of your business. If you're operating your business as an unincorporated business, like a partnership or a proprietorship, then technically you can't really pay yourself first, because with those types of business, there is no separate legal entity. There is no real separation between the business and the owner. So all the income of the business is the income of the owner, and all the expenses of the business are the expenses of the owner. And you just file your taxes as part of your personal taxes. There's no separate business taxes. So in that sense, if you have an unincorporated business, you can't really pay yourself first. I mean, you could set it up that way where you're doing all your business out of a business bank account, and then you pay yourself into your personal bank account as kind of a salary, an unofficial salary or wage. But it's not really the same legitimate structure as if your business is set up as a corporation. Because with a corporation, you can actually legitimately structure it that way, where you are paying yourself wages or a salary officially, and this is recognized when you're filing your taxes as your business having salaries and wages paid out. So that's the first thing, and the most important thing is that with an unincorporated business, you can't really pay yourself first, salaries or dividends in a real formal way like you can with an incorporated business. Now, if you do have an incorporated business, does it make sense to pay yourself first? That very much depends. Sometimes maybe, other times not at all. If your business is just starting up and you're not really generating any revenue, and then you're paying yourself first, you're either contributing your money to the corporation and then paying yourself back, or you're taking out a loan just so that you can pay yourself. And so a lot of times that might not make sense. Whereas if your business is much more established and you're having high revenue with your business, you probably should be paying yourself, especially if you're actually working in the business kind of as an employee. Then that's really where it would make the most sense to pay yourself first. You don't want to, be working in this business where the business is generating a lot of revenue, but you're not actually taking a wage from it. So this would be a good conversation to have with your accountant, because there's so much nuance to it. Again, sometimes you can't, sometimes you can, sometimes it makes sense to, sometimes it doesn't. So every business is different and every financial situation is different for the business and the individual, but it is an option if you are incorporated. So hopefully that at least gave you something to think about. And again, probably a conversation to have with your personal accountant who knows your personal tax situation, knows your business situation, and can help guide you through that process to determine if it makes sense to pay yourself first or not. And if you want to see more videos about business startup and business management, you can check out my YouTube channel. I have quite a few other videos on here that discuss those topics.